How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to another lovely Sunday morning live stream. It's Sunday. It's early at the park. Me and Beau are both waking up. And speaking of Beau, I'm here with Beau Trifiro, who is an incredible skateboarder, engineer, creator. What other descriptors can we give you, Beau? I'll let Beau talk about what he does. But yeah, take it away, sir.
I just skate and make things. That's pretty much me in summary. So
I love that. And you're the founder and operator of Open Source Skateboards, correct?
yes, Open Source Skateboards is what I do, and it's a custom skateboard design build art studio thing. And then we teach skateboard building as well. So no minimum orders, just low volume, custom one-off shapes and skateboard building classes over in San Diego. And once this whole pandemic situation is addressed and taken care of, you could take a class. And I have a virtual class too, so there's a video version. Yeah, teach board building and board building.
Yeah. You guys do so much. That's like, I feel like that's just the tip of the iceberg at this point of what Open Source does too. It's so rad.
Yeah, there's a lot of other things that I do, but if you go to opensourceboards.com, you can go down all the rabbit holes.
There we go. Yeah, I figured we'd start with the plug. Might as well. But I want to have you on here today, one, to talk about maybe skateboard stuff, like I always love doing, and I always have fun doing that with you. And two, to talk about tricks and teach some skateboard tricks. So do you wanna warm up a little bit, skate a little bit, and then maybe see who hops on and who wants to learn some tricks with us?
Yeah, that sounds great. That was a good warm up.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's still like 4 a.m. I don't know why my body hasn't woken up yet.
Oh no, well, gotta start somewhere.
I need to take up some yoga. Let's see.
I have not done any yoga in a while.
How do you usually warm up, Beau? What's your usual, like, do you have a routine for warming up to skating?
I do, sort of. I usually start with rolling around and doing some little spins and stuff. I'm gonna try to stay in the camera. So to roll around a bit. I'll do little spin things like that, some footwork. I have to just get used to moving around before I start doing ollie and jumping tricks. Rail to rail flips are usually a good warm up. They're not super. I don't know. There's something about those that are nice to warm up to.
Yeah, kind of easing into flip tricks, sort of. Is that kind of it?
Exactly. Yeah, easing into flip tricks and tricks where you're jumping around a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely I was talking about the other day when we had, I guess it was last Sunday, about how I very rarely will do anything where I leave the ground for the first probably 45 minutes of our sessions. These early morning streams kind of expedite that process and get me flipping a bit quicker because I have to do it on camera. But I'm so rarely going straight from rail flip to rail. Because that happens.
Yeah, that's usually I'll pop an ollie or a kickflip or something. But
yeah, I don't do those.
Yeah, it's hard. The older I get, the harder it is to try to do some jumping tricks.
Oh. Yeah, definitely footwork for me too. Definitely sticking to the footwork right out the gate. Let's see who's on right now. I'm gonna check out this chat.
Yeah.
Don't let me stop you, sir. Hello, Ben Carter. Okay. Ben Carter every Sunday will hop on and wave. Hello, Ben. I'm convinced that you just leave right away. Where are you going? Where do you go? Just kidding, Ben. What's up, Maylin? Let's see. Darkwing Duck. Audio is pretty rough. Yeah, I think we have just a little bit of audio interference, but it'll get better, hopefully. Just stay tuned, hopefully. Stick with us for a bit. Sounds like moon landing footage. Oh, geez. Huh. Maybe it's my end. We need Waltz hats. Waltz hats would be fun. I don't know. Maybe we could do that. What would you want on a Waltz hat? Huh. Like just a logo? Oh, Ben's still here. Good. Thanks, Ben. I feel much better now. Can you give me some tips for rail whip? Because my board don't spin 360 degrees. Do you have freestyle wheels? I think freestyle wheels are the biggest kind of cheat code for doing that trick. If you don't have freestyle wheels, it's going to be a lot harder to get the board to rotate. Or put your foot in the middle of the board rather than on the wheel. That might help.
Rail whips, those are hard.
Yeah, especially this early morning. I struggle with those ones. You can't?
No. I can do them great, but I can't even.
Maria's got better ones than me now. We were talking about it in the other video I made last week where she does a heel side like me, and then I put my foot on the wheel and push it around. That was really loud. But I struggle with the full 360, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it's grippy
I
over
think
here.
having a real smooth surface is real nice for that too, and hard wheels. It seems to be good. And you probably have like you both freestyles have really stuff, right? So
I'm sorry, say that again?
I kind of have booster stuff. Oh, you have like pretty tight trucks, right?
Yeah.
And do you ride risers?
No,
Yeah,
I don't.
I think
I
those
used
would
to.
help too, right? With a rail whip.
Yeah, anything to make your setup higher, like larger. I learned my rail whips on like 60 millimeter wheels with like 1/4 inch risers and like a 7-inch board. So like having a super small board helps, but there's gonna be drawbacks to that when you're doing just about any other trick. So you got to kind of choose your battles or kind of compromise in some ways. Let's see. Looks like an 8, maybe 8125. Oh, are we talking about Beau's board? So, Beau, what are you riding right now? Can you tell us about your board?
Yeah, this is 8.5 wide, which is perfect for the Indy 189s with the Waltz donut wheels. And then I've got it's symmetrical. There's no distinguishable nose and tail, and 14 wheelbase. 6 7/8 nose and tail, and flat rail up until the taper starts right at the outside of the wheelbase. By maple, weird 1/4 inch drop of rocker with some wheel flares. And
it's a 1/4 inch of rocker?
It's kind of like a meaty shape.
A 1/4 inch of rocker, huh?
Yeah, which the whole inspiration for the board was the loaded basalt tesseract. That was the only board I could 360. And I thought the rocker would help catch my foot, because my front foot always misses 360. So I thought the rocker, it doesn't, but it does give me a little bit more pop than a flat board, which I really like, and it's nicer to push. When I'm like pushing around town, my foot rests a little bit lower down than it would be like normally. So it's just like a little bit more comfortable if you're doing like pushing longer distances. It's just nice.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love the like longboard influence on whatever you kind of call like your freestyle board, your street board, whatever you want to call it, your skateboard. I guess there's no point in trying to distinguish it as a certain type of board. That's so cool. Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah, I get a lot of inspiration. For sure.
Definitely can't do the rocker, but I'm interested in how it works for certain tricks. For me, just can't do it, man. Tried.
Yeah, rails are very bizarre with it. Even rail makes it super weird, but for regular flip tricks, it actually is nice.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. I'm on to flip tricks now. Let's do it. Let's see what we can do with flipping the board around. Didn't slam the first rail flip of the day. Happy with that. All right. Who's on here? Who's jamming with us today? A lot of egg talk. Keep the egg talk to a minimum, y'all. Come on, keep it G-rated. None of that egg talk. Has anyone done the Waltz challenge? Yeah, we had a bunch of people jumping on the Waltz challenge. Thanks everybody who's been hopping on and joining us on that challenge. Have we had any requests for tricks on here? Would love to see or hear what y'all want to see trick help wise. I know they got some. Oh my, was that it?
That was it.
Oh my god. How's it going, man? Good. Sorry about that. I know we had a lot of requests for the rail heel flip out, yeah? Can you give us any tips for that? I can kind of walk through. Yeah, even just like what's happening. Yeah. I don't think we can even understand exactly what's going on with it.
Yeah, so when I usually do it, actually, I usually flip into like this. Our friend Ricky Rodriguez calls it a time stopper, so I like to use that name. It's like a one-wheeled rail stand, and then heel flip out. And so the easiest way to kind of do this, well, learn a heel flip. That's going to be the most helpful thing. But basically what's happening is I'm leaning back on my rear wheels, and when I pop off, like similar to how a butter flip works, which is a butter flip is when you stand like Cooper stance, like this, pop your board up, kind of like that, but landed. So the board naturally wants to flip in a heel flip direction when you tip up the end of the board. And I'm kind of just leveraging that. And as I lean back, I'm going to basically push down hard with my front heel as I like pop. So it feels almost like a regular heel flip actually.
Okay.
Kind of you're popping off the rail. So.
I feel like I remember trying those from, I think it was Cooper stance, where I would be both feet on the back, like you were saying with the butter flip, and then trying to like whip that front foot forward into the heel flip. I can try that one.
Yeah. Yeah. If you get the butter flip part of it, it'll catch.
Yeah, that's what just happened. Ow. Oof, I'm gonna get a bruise on the top of my foot from that one. But yeah, you're doing it from regular full rail stance. That's so cool, man. So you're actually like contacting the... Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say you're actually catching the front foot on the board, like your heel flipping foot is actually like making contact with the board to get the rotation to move, right?
Yeah. It is my front foot that does the flip. So even though my back foot basically puts the board so it's normal almost. So it makes it flat. And right when it's flat, that's when I just, really flip it with my heel.
Okay. So you're trying to level it out and then push it back around or
exactly
that heel flip.
Yeah. I think if I did it down here, I'd be a little freaked out that it would come up and like jackknife me. If I did however, like just if you're having a hard time with that trick, you can also do this is Toeside rail, right? Toeside rail, which I do. I haven't done this in like a year, and I almost never do this. But you could do like a aerial flip like this. Similar concept. Your board will typically want to roll in the wheel direction, whatever side wheel is on, and then when it comes around, you can do a little aerial flip. Yes. This sort of kickflip type trick. This might be a little bit easier.
to never think about those that way. I'm always thinking about flipping it in like the heel flip direction from toe side rail. It's like so against my usual muscle memory to like do the varial flip with it. Wow. Who else has tricks like this? Who in the chat's doing 2 flips from rail stand? Let's see. Ethan, do it off the nose on the single kick makes it the latte flip way easier, says Ethan. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. I'm struggling over here. I'm totally just trying to keep up on my single kick or spoon nose. Gonna have to try that. Joey Bleeps. Joe, yeah, try that out. Coleman says, hi, Marius, single kickboards better for rail flips or rail whips. Yeah, that's a good point. I think sometimes single kicks can be better in some ways.
For rail whips?
Yeah, rail whips are, I don't know about, I was saying on single kicks they're easier. I don't know. It kind of depends on other aspects of the board than the kick if rail whips are easier. But let me try this rail heel flip thing on the flat nose side. See if that makes it easier for me. So you're setting up like that. Wow, it's such a weird sensation just jumping off the board that way. I'm just so used to popping it. Like every part of my body is like just flip it like a rail flip. Okay.
I don't know how you do the impossible. That seems ridiculous to me.
The impossible?
Yeah.
Oh. I think it's easier for me just because it's a one-footed move, right? So for my impossibles, my back foot's kind of in the same position as yours. My toes sort of pointed inward. I'm on the ball of my foot mostly, and I'm using that sort of toe to heel kind of pressure to pull the board onto its back wheel in the time stopper, like you were saying. And then from here, a lot of it is about kind of thrusting my hips forward, in the direction of the front wheels. And using kind of my upper body to kind of drive my body forward and the scoop in. But if you stand next to the board, you can kind of practice getting the motion. And then it's a weird one. You're kind of falling out of it. It's hard to get a good jump. You're kind of just falling straight down out of the trick as you're trying to land it. Yeah. But same kind of idea as what you're saying. It has to push like a butter flip, and then your foot just sort of follows through and swings under instead of just flipping out that way. It's following through with the impossible motion. Yeah. But it's probably the least helpful description and rushed tutorial of impossible I can give you. Sorry.
No, that was good.
So I can do that. Oh, it is really cool to see the variation in people's trick setups or trick bags between you, me, to everybody in the chat right now. We all have such different sets of tricks we're good at. Very little overlap.
Yeah, it's really hard. I think that was the key for progressing further. Instead of trying to do the standard tricks that everyone does, I really just do the tricks that come easier to me more.
Yeah. It's like playing games of scale with other freestylers. It's never fun. It just ends up being a bunch of whoever won the Rochambeau wins usually.
Yeah.
Oh. Here we are. Barely even 11 o'clock. Trying to do rail impossibles.
Great.
What? Oh, come on now.
It's a great way to just force the session upon yourself.
There we go. A little low one. I'm happy with that. Okay. So, Make you 6 on here. That's impossible. What's Coleman asking about? Toeside rail flip to Casper spacewalk trick 60 flip out. That's just a combination. You can't just throw random tricks at me like that. No. We can try to get to that one later. Let's see what other kind of like one-off tricks we can work on. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate the compliment. See, I want to be able to do the rail flip to rail like Beau, catch it on the back end and then pop pull out. It's something that like I was trying a while back and it just did not work at all. But definitely still catching up to Beau here. G-turn, what's up, man? Switchblade, parabola flip. Man, this is for an even episode. Let's talk about, okay. I'm picking tricks. Come on, y'all. Giving us like expert level, like super crazy hard tricks to try. I haven't even tried the parabola flip.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense, man. What about footwork? I feel like, or that. Do you have any tips for catching kickflips into rail? Because that's something I've not been very consistent about in my experience skating.
I'm not either. That was actually very lucky, but just kind of, old school with the rail. Too low.
I did that.
Just don't. For me, it's always like trying less hard, and just like if you're over flipping, just don't jump as high. If you're under flipping, jump a little higher.
Yeah. Just a timing thing, huh? Like a timing and power thing?
Oh my gosh, so. Yeah.
So you don't change your flip itself. Like you're not trying to alter your setup for the kick flip. It's just timing for you?
Not with old school. It depends on the flip in that I'm going to do. With old school flip, it's the exact same step as normally.
Gotcha. Let's see if I can get some sort of combo. I jinxed myself. I got like 2 in a row, and now I can't do them. Here we go. Oh, I'm getting that Godzilla flip out. I want that.
Trying to get back to rail.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can do that one. Oof. Had those yesterday. I don't know what happened.
Here's someone that's easier than it looks. The Toeside rail shove it to late underflip out. It's basically a back shove. And when it comes around, you whack it with your back foot. I'm going to try and do one.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, sure.
So it's not everyone's like, whoa, what did you just do? And it's like, actually, like, I show it to somebody, they're like, oh, actually, I get this. But you're in Toeside rail, and I don't know, I can't see myself right now, but hopefully I'm in the shot.
Yeah, you're good.
Toeside
You're in the shot.
rail like this. Cool. And then backside shove to back foot. Apply some pressure, some very gentle pressure. And I'm not even like on the tail. Like I've actually got my foot basically over the wheels. It's not like a regular rail flip where I'm hanging my foot on the kick at all. And you just do a gentle push backwards as you jump. Leave that back foot just kind of hanging out. There's absolutely nothing. It just like stays up and out of the way. Leave it hanging out, and then as soon as you push back, just bring it forward and catch it here, and just flick, and then on top of it. It's great.
You lost me. You got to show me some like full speed versions for me to understand it, maybe.
Okay. Here's another one. Oh, that was bad.
Okay. So it's like a late like almost kickback flip. Like you're like it's
exactly.
like a shove it under flip sort of motion. Oh
that
man.
was cool.
That was cool. So that's a thing that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Are you using your front foot at all? Are you like using your front foot to start the shove it, or no, nothing from the front foot?
Front foot does nothing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is definitely a mono. Everyone has that moment where they're like, oh, okay, like.
I want to like just impossible out almost. Like my front foot doesn't want to flick it. It just wants to like, I don't even know what. I'm kicking it too low, so I have to like kick it higher, I think, and then not fall on my wrist.
Yeah,
I can't fall on my wrist.
Let me see what's going on here.
You get on in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna move my camera a little bit. All right.
Thanks, Coach Mo. See me fall on my butt.
All right.
Okay. So foot over the wheel. I'm trying to. You can see the white spot right there where I keep kicking it. I gotta kick it higher, I think.
Okay. I think you're trying too hard. It's like give less effort to popping it and shoving it, and leave your back foot really low.
Leave the back foot what?
Yeah, in that back foot, like really low. Like make sure you're just jumping like with your front foot. And it also probably would be a timing thing.
Okay. I'm trying too hard and I have a timing problem. Here we go.
You got this. Oh. Yeah, I'm
gonna be honest with you, I rarely learn new tricks on the stream, so I may give up and come back to this during the Sunday session. Please don't be offended if I don't land it.
No. I know you will. Your board's like popping up so high.
Oh, so it's like going too far that way?
Yeah, so like, I see when I'm watching you, I see it coming like this. Yeah. And it's how's it going? It's going it's still kind of, maybe if you apply a little bit more pressure and try and flatten out the board when you do your shove. So like, it looks like it's still kind of like this. So it's hard to flip from underneath. But if you can apply just a gentle bit more force to kind of make it do a like a toe side rail flip, that might help you out a little bit.
Yeah, got it. Just give myself a nice solid shinner. So like more of like a flattened horizontal shove it.
Yeah, if you flatten it out a bit. Yeah.
Okay. I see it. I can see it happening. I'm using my front foot now. Wow, this is like really...
That's what's awesome about skateboarding.
What? That's what?
Right, that's what's awesome about skating. Like, everyone has a completely way of doing the same thing almost. So there's like not a right way. So, like, when I have such a hard time with giving trick tips, it's like, this is how I do it. Here's how you might want to try it. But like, yeah. That's the first I've heard someone using their front foot. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like definitely the hardest part of making a trick tip is I'm always like, this is my way, and then I'm like, here's 4 other people's variations, and it's like none of my tricks and tips apply to like anybody else's like approaches to it. It's great. All right.
Yeah.
See if I can pull it off or get closer at least. Oh man.
Yeah.
You're like jumping forward, like in the direction of your toes, right? To get it moving?
I don't know that I do it that. I don't know if I do. I'm trying to jump too far. Actually, subconsciously jump back a little bit because I think I land too far toe side. Usually when I shoot I'm
okay.
Land. But I messed up. I think I did one earlier where I was kind of like that.
Yeah, that's cool. I've not come close yet. I'm gonna practice this one during the Sunday session. Keith Denton asks, do you have any tips for toe side rail to 50-50? Can you do those? Toeside rail popping up 50-50?
Toeside rail. I can't do it from Toeside rail. I can only do it from Hillside. I've never gotten from here. This is Toeside. Let's say Toeside. It's Toeside, yeah. I think. Hillside.
It's been a while for me. How do you do it from Hillside? Oh, the butter flip, hey? Kind of.
Yeah, that was a butter flip, but it wasn't it was Hillside rail, not Toeside. So I don't know how to do Toeside. I just flip over. I'm trying to go if I find myself here and I want to go to 50-50, I just do a little like half flip thing.
Yeah. I think at one point in my life, I was able to do the kind of Toeside, almost like a Rolo up to 50-50. I haven't done that in ages. I think lately it's just been the Toeside to Casper. But like, there was a brief time in my life where I could pop it up, kind of like a Toeside Rolo or half flip, whatever you call it, and get it vertical enough to catch it in 50-50. I'll try that real quick for the chat. Let's see. This is also a total like Connor Burke trick, so Connor will watch this and be like, man, do better. Oh. Yeah, see what I mean though? Like kind of pushing it upright that way. I might be able to get that one. What I'm finding now is helping is if I kind of have my toe pointed outward and I'm thinking about that sort of like, I guess the same kind of motion talking about before, the time stopper sort of motion, pulling it up onto two wheels or onto the back wheel. If you kind of just like commit to that and push it farther down, the board tends to go more vertical, and then you just have to get your foot in the position to catch the 50-50. I hope that makes sense. You see what I mean? So I'm treating it like a Rolo, but I'm favoring my back foot, and then just trying to like sneak my front foot under to catch the 50-50. Catch the trick stand. Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Huh.
That's 5 years since I've done that one, probably.
What? That's scary. I don't even know how to...
Heart jumps a little bit on that one. Ugh. Yeah, so if you kind of commit to that trick,
I can't even.
You can do it. Just try to do it to Casper first.
Casper. Man, I don't even do Casper.
Oh, no worries. Yeah. I feel like if you
can
start
doing
with
it
that...
Okay, are you doing it off your nose?
I'm doing it off my nose, yeah.
I wonder if that helps. Because I have like with like the steep kick, I'm wondering if that like helps make it move back. Because I almost feel like I'd be more likely to want to try it. There's just no way. There's just, I don't even, I'm just asking for miserable shit. I just.
Yeah, 100%.
Stick to that.
Oh, that was way nicer than a Toeside.
No, you're way nicer than this.
Keith, I'm glad those helped. Definitely just try to think about it like a Toeside to Casper or a Toeside Rolo. Dude, those are so nice. Oh my gosh. The end over end flip about that is like the best part. It looks like there's so much more going on than on the Toeside one. Let's see. Any other trick requests in the stream? See, Jack Lauer, hey Jack, says, any advice for Rolos on single kicks? Can't figure them out, and they never roll. I mean, Beau's got really great Rolos. Beau, do you use both feet for that toe side, heel side move, the Rolo?
No, that's only my back foot.
You're only using one foot?
Give it a little gentle nudge. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the advice I have for single kicks too. Is if you like really just use one foot. A lot of like street skaters will kind of do it where they use both feet and they just kick forward with both feet at the same time. I really do think that if you use just one foot and you kind of rock the board, just like we're doing that toe side to Casper, or toe side 50-50, you commit to that back foot more, it'll roll more nicely over one end of the board. If you're doing it on a single kick, you're more likely to have it just bounce and stay flat. But yeah, definitely look at how Beau's doing it. His method works a lot better on single kicks too.
Yeah, you just kind of, like Mike was talking about, just leaning on that one side. I never actually go fully on that side, but it's really just all my back foot. I'm kind of like, my feet are kind of like both outward a little bit. And
like
this completely changed their base setup. Yeah, exactly. A trick where it's like you don't have to do it on a square, like if the board's got too square of a nose or tail, it just isn't going to happen for me. And I've never done it on a single kick.
Okay. Yeah, the single kicks bounce a lot for me, so I always need to change it up on single kicks. Ooh, to cross. All right.
Cross it now. I haven't done this in a minute. Cole, I miss you. Where are you? Haven't skated in forever.
We need to all set up a little session up here once everything is a little bit more normal.
Yeah.
We're down there. I mean, everybody's in San Diego. We might as well just come down there.
Yeah, come see.
Oh, man.
This spot is really awesome. So this is a good lore now that we've discovered this.
Yeah. A gem of a spot now. It's great. Oh, crossfoot. Yeah, so Joe Moulton says he's been doing his rollers off the tail. That also helps too. If you have a rounder tail and you have a kick tail, that'll make that roller maybe a little bit easier. But you can definitely do it on both sides. Try it with both sides and see what's working already. What's working better. Are you kidding? So wait, a rail straight flip to crossfoot? Back to rail? What? Whatever. Okay, that's cool. Fine. Melanie says, "How do you land crossfoot without cracking your eggs?" Do you have any tips for landing crossfoot out of tricks? No more egg talk. G-rated, y'all. Come on.
So landing anything crossfooted?
Yeah, give me like general tips for crossfooted landings. Like, what are you thinking about when you're trying to get into a crossfoot?
Yeah, so first just mention, like, I learned to push Mongo. I think that heavily influences my ability and how I think about landing crossfooted. Because I'm very back dominant. Like, I want to do all my tricks with my back foot, which is like all my flips, like my 360 flips, my kiwi flips are usually actual back foot tricks. But what I do is, whenever I pop the trick up, it helps to think about like doing a body varial whenever you do a trick. Essentially the same thing as a body varial, except you're not turning around totally. So I'm really thinking mostly about my back foot and putting it over my wheels, wherever those are. Because that's where the majority of my weight is going to be, and my focus and my balance. It's kind of like the center point of my balance. My front foot, my back foot will just land wherever. And I was just get really comfortable with the trick you're trying to do it with to just normal stance first. Like if you're going to start to learn crossfoot to kick, get really comfortable with kickflips because it's going to throw off your kickflips when you start practicing this and make it kind of weird, and you don't want to like lose your kickflips if you just got them. So I think about like opening up more and getting my back foot to the front And it's really just, you're going to miss a lot, but it's really just getting the feel for getting that board to like get your back up behind you. It's just really practicing. Also practice, don't even like be on your, practice like jumping on and landing that way. Because if you're not ready to land that way, your board will shoot at. So that's what I had to do when I was learning the pretzel twist, where I do like 360 underflip and then twist around a little bit.
Yeah.
So, because with that one, I'm landing footed but backwards. So that one, like, I had to just practice, like, all right, I'm going to land like that. So that's how I started that one. So practice jumping on your board cross-footed to start.
Gotcha. And I think you said something really, really important there, too, where you're opening up your shoulders and you're kind of, like, treating it more like a body varial, right? I think when I started doing them, my thought was I just need to cross my legs and just land, like, aim for the board, right? It's all just my feet.
Yeah.
But really, like, thinking about twisting into it and allowing your body to kind of naturally turn, I guess if you're regular-footed, turning to the left. So, so you're not totally off balance, you know?
Think about it like, so, like, you think about it like this. Like, you can gradually work your way to it. So, like, body varial, you do like this. And then if you do, like, kind of a halfway between a body varial and a pretzel, you land like this. Or, like, just like your midpoint. Or, like, if I went this way, it's a body varial, and I went more that way, it's a pretzel. So just kind of start with body varials and slowly point your toes more and more forward, and like more and more this way, and then be like, oh, I'm facing this way, and my legs are crossed.
Yeah, and bend your knees, right?
Yeah.
I always have the habit of just going straight-legged, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, straight-legged is not good. I bend my knees a lot, but and I'm very like back foot dominant, so like this leg is kind of like that, and this one's just kind of hanging out in like a support point. So oftentimes a lot of the tricks that I do pretzel, it's very similar to a 1 foot landing too. I think the pretzel's a little bit easier because it's like you have additional points to stabilize it. It's very similar to how I think about doing a 1 footed landing trick.
Gotcha. That's interesting. Can you show us a couple of variations of tricks you do to CrossFit? So maybe some easy ones?
Yeah, I can do start with shove it, is a great one.
Oh, shove it.
I prefer to do I guess it's really fun stuff. So you just again.
I love the finger flip to CrossFit. That's one that I think I can do. Oh, or not.
Yeah, finger flip to CrossFit. That's a nice safety one to learn.
Yeah. Oof. I've used this wrist in like months.
I think shove it and finger flips, I think, are like the two easiest ones to go to CrossFit with.
Yeah.
It could be good just to drop from up CrossFit.
Yeah.
It's actually harder if I don't flip it. So it's just like a simple way to like do something add a little bit more difficulty to what you're doing. Although usually I'll flip. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, I remember like seeing Witter Chang do the coconut wheelie to CrossFit kind of like that. And I think that was like the big trend in like 06 or 05, seeing everybody do CrossFits out of rails or out of coconut wheelies before we could flip out of them.
And the other nice thing is it goes right into a walk the cow. So you can just spin the board around. But I don't know. I'm like, there's a lot of people that are watching because a lot smoother than I can when they just land. Just go right into that. I've never gotten it like super smooth and fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Malin was just talking about his CrossFits from Walk the Cow. Man, you're always waiting for somebody to do the walk the cow on the live stream. Here you go. Here's your moment.
Walk the cat and nose wheel is super fun.
Yes. All right. I think we covered a good amount of stuff today. I'm pretty stoked. I've got things to work on.
Cool.
I've got my nose or my Toeside shove it under flip. Got crossfoot tricks to get back to. How are you feeling? You warmed up?
Yeah, I feel good. I don't think my rail whips are. I have to work on those clearly, but those toe-side rail stands to 50-50. I might play around with those some more with those tips that you gave me. So, that you gave the viewers. So that's something I never ever even tried to do. So it might be good to get a new way to get out of rail.
Yeah, thanks for pushing me outside of my comfort zone. It's always good. I always have a lot to think about and work on after our sessions. Man, I think I'm doing rail stands wrong. Doing them all wrong. But thanks for making time for this, man. Are there any last words, any shameless plugs or promotions you want to put in here before we sign off?
I don't think so. Thank you. I did my shameless plug at the beginning, so I guess people can tune in there if they missed, if they really want to hear it. But no, thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun. It's awesome.
Yeah, Beau, thanks for being on. Thanks for doing what you do. We really appreciate everything you're doing. I mean, with Waltz and to help us kind of make better stuff and everything you do to help people have fun on their boards. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you and all the stuff you're doing with Waltz and this community that is getting actually pretty awesome and big, and it's rad to see Freestyle grow so much.
It's wild, huh? Well, yeah. Thanks everybody who's hopping on. All y'all at home, Joe, May, Jacob, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Be sure to check out Open Source Skateboards and Beau and everything he's doing, and we will see you later this week for more shenanigans. Bye, y'all.
Cool.